Hello and welcome to News Today here on your Joy News channel Multi TV. This bulletin is available on your Multi TV Digibox, also available on your Go TV channel 144 and on your DSTV channel 421. Coming up this hour, opposing New Patriotic Party describes its yet to be launched manifesto as a document that will clearly outline policies to resolve the many challenges currently facing Ghanaians. 2.5 million Ghanaian children trapped in poverty, according to a new report by the World Bank and UNICEF. And as we join millions across the globe celebrate World Teachers Day today, we find out the most interesting encounters you have had with a teacher. We have details of these stories and a lot more coming up in the next hour here on News Today. Stay with us. My name is Kwabna Chenchen Hinibuati. Many thanks for joining us here on News Today. In our first story, Acting General Secretary of the Opposition New Patriotic Party, John Bodu, says the party is engaging aggrieved members who have decided to contest as independent parliamentary candidates to ensure that they rejoin the party. This comes on the back of some members of the NPP filing to contest as independent candidates, a case in point being the Ablekuma West constituency. Now, the acting secretary, however, believes the engagement has started reaping some benefits, leading to some of the candidates rescinding their decision.
Getting individuals from political party stock to go independent, it's been with us for years. One will have thought that we will have gotten to a point that we won't have some of these difficulties. I think that there are some few challenges. You realize that some of them whose names came up for mentioning, some of them are saying, oh, they put in, yes, it is true, but they are withdrawing. Honorable Kukofu, for instance, is a clear example of someone who put in to contest as an independent candidate and has withdrawn, even not waiting for the filing fees, which has become a difficulty, is now in court for court to determine. Because if you put in and you are not able to make due when the electoral commission calls for you to pay the filing fee, if you don't pay, it means that you are not a candidate. You understand? I'm aware of Honorable Opare Hammond in Ekropong, who also says that, oh, he has returned, and a lot of them like that. So I think that yes, some of them are worrying, some of them we've done our best to get them to see reason with not taking or embarking on that political suicidal path. Some of them are adamant, but we will continue to get them back. We continue to talk to them, continue to admonish them and get them to understand that the New Patriotic Party is a vehicle for success. Some of them for lack of understanding positions that has been taken by party. And for some of them, personally, I call and oh no, they didn't know that this was the situation. They thought that X and Y was the position, and because of that, they are throwing. So it is for that reason. And as I speak now, I think that it's good for the party.
I'm asking that because just yesterday at the Ablekuma West constituency, where you have a former constituency chairman contesting as an independent candidate, and when your flag bearer mounted a platform, he said that as a party, if you lose an election, and he even made reference to Alan Chemantin losing and standing beside him campaigning, and he says if you lose an election and you think that because of that you want to leave the party says thank you to you for your services over the years. And already some political scientists are saying such comments doesn't really help.
The Kuma West issue is even entirely different. He opted out of the contest, you understand. In other places, few of them contested and lost and decided to go independent. I think that you see, if such things happen, you need to take a position. As for political observers and scientists, they will say they are bait because they are not practitioners.
Yeah, but their point,
because they don't know what has been going on behind the scenes. There are situations that you need to also motivate the very people who are standing up for you as a party. There are situations where people who go independent create more problems for you. You understand? There are situations where people who go independent end up reducing the margins, especially the presidential margins of the political party. So you need to be very, very...
Under which will you place the Ablekuma West one?
Oh, it's the process that he did not find it convenient, and I think that we still will have to, obviously, for the parliamentary, we are going to win. Isla is an astute and practical politician. We are going to win. But that notwithstanding, we think that we will still open our arms, and those who felt or in one way or the other did not agree with the process. It is a bigger party. We still accept that, yes, you disagree. But parliamentary elections is not like presidential election where you have only 2 terms.
Ojambodo has meanwhile described the party's yet-to-be-launched manifesto as a document that will outline clear-cut policies to resolve the many challenges Ghanaians are currently facing.
Sunday is the day for the New Patriotic Party. All roads in Ghana leads to Trade Fair Center, where the New Patriotic Party will adore its manifesto. The program is going to be in 2 parts. Before even Sunday, we will go to the mosque on Friday to thank God for how far God has brought us. On Sunday, we will go to another major church in Accra. Then after that, by then the crowd will be waiting to hear from the leadership of the party. We will take them through the salient points in our manifesto, give them our pledge that says that we, the New Patriotic Party, will, if we are voted for, will make election of MDCs. It is an agenda for jobs. It is an agenda of helping resolve, finding solutions with the difficulties we are having, with the rising and crippling debt situation we find ourselves, with the corruption that is engulfing all of us, with businesses collapsing right in our faces, people losing their incomes and jobs right in our faces, people dying because the health system is not working, people are not able to access simple social amenities, to the extent that now electricity bill is higher than rent. This is an agenda to resolve all difficulties. We've done it before. We have the track record, we have the experience, we have the political correctness to make sure these decadence that we find ourselves as a country, with the potential resources that we have, with the potential resources not limited to just raw materials, but the human resources to develop this country, for this country to be a first-class country. We can do it. We've done it before. The New Patriotic Party will do it.
Now, former Minister of the Interior under the Kufuor administration, Kandapar, has blamed the sorry state of the country's economy on bad governance and stealing from state coffers by appointees of President John Dramani Mahama. The former minister was also a former chair of the Public Accounts Committee, lamented on the MPP campaign trail in the Ablekuma West constituency that he has witnessed firsthand how appointees who appeared before the committee steal from the state with impunity and get away with it. He therefore charged party supporters to vote massively for the MPP flag bearer Nana Addo Dankwa in the upcoming December polls.
I have sat on the Public Account Committee and have seen how government appointees steal from the state and get away with it. It is why we are facing all these hardships. Let's vote out the NDC.
Asla Owusu Ekufo is the incumbent member of parliament for the constituency. Her bid for re-election is threatened by the former constituency chairman of the party, Theophilus Tete, who is contesting for the seat as an independent candidate. According to Asla, she's not been frequenting the constituency because of security reasons. She, however, begged people to retain her as the MP for the constituency.
Your food, your panel, and your piano. Nothing now, when you're baby. Yet your sweaty and your dear.
You always have to support a performing candidate. This is not a time for experiments on any candidate. All we know is the elephant. I am the parliamentary candidate for the party, and Nana is our candidate, so vote for us.
The party's flag bearer, Nana Akufo-Addo, laid bare reasons for which he should be made president. He took a swipe at the vice president for alleging that the MPP is planning to rig the upcoming elections.
The vice president is accusing us of planning to rig the elections. I just don't get it. I think somebody has told the NDC they will lose the elections. That is why they are coming out with all these excuses.
We are winning this election. This is the year of the elephant. This is the year of the elephant. We are winning this election.
Well, still on the campaign trail, and we do know that the NPP flag bearer is today continuing with his tour of the Greater Accra region. Well, we're told he's around the Alajo, from where my colleague Latif Idris joins us with the very latest. Latif, good afternoon, many thanks for joining us. Can you tell us what the NPP flag bearer has been saying on this very tour?
Yeah, definitely. Really question of we are in Alajo. It's very constituency that has always been for the New Patriotic Party. I'm talking about the Iowa Central constituency, where M14 is the current member of parliament. As a matter of fact, this constituency has always been for the New Patriotic Party. We remember back in the days of Sheikh ICC, who was also the regional minister under the people-led administration. From him then, Henry Court took over and he has been the member of parliament for the constituency since. Today, Nanado has visited this constituency to give his back into this member of parliament and also try and garner more votes in the upcoming December point. As we speak, none of them has mounted the stage yet. The team just got here, so we are now having the preliminaries. We just had an imam who mounted the podium to pray, to hand over the program into the hands of the creator before the big weeks in the party. We have Alan Tuju also following the team. They are all expected to deliver their messages and try and win more votes for the New Patriotic Party in the coming election center.
I think it is. Many thanks for that update. And that was our reporter who is currently with Nana Addo Akufo-Addo, the NPP flag bearer, who is currently on his tour in the Greater Accra region. Well, he is currently at Alajo. We'll be bringing a lot more on this in subsequent bulletins, but particularly you can join Araba Kumsin on the election brief at 2:30 p.m. right here on your election headquarters, your Joy News channel. But away from that, and still staying with politics though, a member of parliament for Boakwa North constituency, Honorable Gifty Chum Ampofo, has dared Ghana's ambassador to UK and the NDC's parliamentary candidate for Boakwa North constituency, Ambassador Victor Smith, to show evidence of 5 people whom he has sponsored to school in Kokrantumi and Boakwa North. She says if Victor Smith is able to show a proof of people he has paid, well, we'll bring you that story later on. We have a lot more politics for you in subsequent bulletins right here on your Journey channel on Multi TV. Time now for a break. When we come back, we'll be talking about teachers who are celebrating this day. Stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us here on News Today. To some more stories now, and 43 teachers and 32 schools are receiving various awards today at this year's National Best Teacher Award ceremony. The event, which is being held at Sunyani in the Bunafo region, is to honor the teachers for their hard work as the world marks Teachers' Day today. Well, even ahead of that, my colleague Matilda Homega has been speaking to quite a number of journalists right here at Joy News. So they've been sharing some pretty interesting remarks about their teachers. So let's start off with a few of those ones. We'll bring you a lot more shortly.
So I'm here with Benis Abubeidu. She's a multimedia journalist and she's the host of Joy News Interactive. So Benis, let me first find out from you, which school did you attend?
Okay, for basic and junior high school education, I went to Akosomo International School. Then I continued in Infantaman Girls for my secondary senior high school education. And I went to the Ghana Institute of Journalism for my degree.
Okay. Who are these teachers that you are so fond of that bring so much memories to you?
A lot of them. I remember in grade 2, Mrs. Ayeno, and I was quite, I was talkative, let me put it that way. And I remember she told me once that you're going to be a journalist, you know. She actually told my parents, and I'm a journalist now. So thank you, Mrs. Ayeno, to Miss Babo, too, at Infantaman Girls. I was a visual arts student, but she made me believe that I could rub shoulders with general arts students, and she actually encouraged me to study hard. And well, that's why I'm here today. Mrs. Obing, Mrs. Manford, a lot. I can't mention all the names, but these people have had great impact. And at GIJ, Dr. Tayman, Mr. Boating, oh my goodness, just too many of them, Mr. Jehu, a lot of them, but these are the few that I can readily say, or readily remember and say they
At least I share with you with Mr. Jehu. At least, yes.
Yeah, you're right. But thank you, all of you, especially Mrs. Ayano. In grade 2, you told me I was going to be a journalist, and here I am today. I don't know how you did it, but here I am today.
Okay, so we'll continue to the newsroom where I'll be interacting with a few of my colleagues to find out from them their fondest memories of teachers' school. So I'm here with Fifi Kumsin, our documentaries editor. So Fifi, what is the most memorable thing you remember of your teacher?
Well, I think my teachers were great people. I loved all the subjects when I was in junior high school. But I remember this one, my technical skills, and my technical skills teacher. I remember the stories about the front elevation and the back elevation. These were theories and terms I hardly understood at the time. But I remember this teacher took the pains to take me through these. I also remember my math teacher in senior high school, Mr. Amwafo. I was almost completely lost when it came to mathematics at the senior high school level. But Mr. Amwafo took me through these. I got to understand the basics, the rudiments of mathematics, the fundamentals. And that got me to understand the subject and also understand physics and chemistry, the most technical and difficult subjects in the senior high school level.
So, which school is that?
Oh, the junior high school or the senior high school? The junior high school, Salmania Islamic Primary and Junior High School. The senior high school, Tokose Senior High School. Later on, English Amanfo Senior High School.
So Derek Ekosam is a multimedia journalist. In fact, all the posts you see on our social media platforms, on Facebook, Twitter, he's the man in charge. He's the man behind all the posts that you see. And he's also a roving reporter for the AM show. So Derek, let me first find out from you, which school did you attend?
I went to Midday Basic School in Dakoman, and then I went to Pope John.
Okay. So Derek, I'm sure there were some interesting moments back those days in school. But let me find out from you, your teachers. How was the relationship like with you and your teachers?
Well, I've always been a brilliant boy, so the teachers liked me. Especially one called Mr. Lutrot. We used to call him Pa Lutu. Now, this man he's made an impact on my life, especially in science and mathematics. He actually used to tutor me privately, so I would pass, and I did pass maths and science easily. Now, the thing is that even when I get 98 out of 100, he will still cane me. And when it's time for mental and he's caning everybody else, I get a double dose of what everybody else gets. So you can see the pressure on me. And I think I'm forever grateful to Palutu, as we used to call him. Way back in SS, government was also very difficult for me from first year. And then I met Zakus, Isaac Owusu. He used to teach at Pope John. He made government very easy for me. He made it very nice and very simple. And so government, Charlie, once he government, one.
I have an all-time favorite teacher, Miss Ojima, my class 1 teacher. She was so nice. She was so good to me. Sometimes recitals that I'm not even supposed to be in, without her permission, I'll just go and stand there, and she would encourage you to do it, even though you have not been at it, And I think that she really helped my English, because she was that teacher who would insist that you speak good English. That teacher who cares about what did you eat. It's not like some teachers, if you go to school, especially on our day, they'll take your food and they'll eat and everything. So, Miss Ojima wasn't like that. She was so nice to all of us, like Derek Bading, Belinda Bading, Irene Deribani. The class was fine with her.
Which school was that?
Oh, Kajano Presby School at South Labadi.
Well, now information just coming through suggests that the convoy of the PPP flag bearer, Dr. Papa Kwesindom, has been involved in an accident. We are unable to independently verify that. We are trying to work the lines to get confirmation of this very situation, and the information suggests that 3 persons are reported dead. But this is just news coming in. It suggests that the convoy of the flag bearer of the Progressive People's Party, Dr. Papa Kwesindom, has been involved in an accident with 3 people feared dead. We will be crossing over in a bit once we're able to establish a connection with our reporters on the ground to get some clarity to this very issue, and indeed to confirm it if indeed that's really the case. Do stay tuned to your election headquarters. We'll bring you a lot more on this subsequently. But away from that now, and expressing the act of kindness differs from person to person. But for Dr. David Fuseni Abdullah, attending to the mentally challenged in an unusual way is the most rewarding of all. Now, he targeted his acts of kindness mainly at the lowly placed in society, for which reason he found no better place to practice his much-needed medical profession than in psychiatry. Prior to his passing this week, Joy News's Matilda Pomega visited his home in Tamale to spend some time with him in a bid to understand why he chooses this approach in his profession. Here's how we remember the late Dr. David Fuseni Abdullah was laid to rest on Tuesday.
I see exactly. Yeah. I'm sure you the desire to be fulfilled, the desire to find real inner peace. That is my motivation.
You're not being paid for all this.
Why do you need to start over? You tell me, why do you need to start over?
I need to take care of myself.
Why would you want to take care of yourself and your family? So you can be happy.
Yeah.
So if I can find that happiness without the salary, what is your problem, madam?
So the motivation for you is just seeing people happy?
Yes. My motivation, let me say, is very selfish. I want to find joy. And joy can never be got anywhere outside giving another person the same thing. You just reap what you sow. If you give somebody joy, you get back joy. If you give somebody misery, you get back misery.
Yes, it's not just a clinic. It's a complete home.
Yes.
When did you start, and who are the kind of people you keep here?
About my own background, very poor people, destitute people no one really wants. The society has forgotten. These are the people we welcome primarily here. But we open our doors to anybody who wants to feel loved, who has a basic need and thinks we can support him or her. We open our doors to them.
So how do you get them coming in? Do you advertise? Do you go out looking for the people? Do they come here themselves? How do you get people?
I don't know. We don't advertise. We don't go to tell anybody about it. But I think what happens is that people hear about us, like you have heard about us, and you say, I want to come and see. I want to come and find out what's happening. So you come, you catch me by surprise, and then we just come and see what's happening here. Some have fallen in love, and some have stayed. I'm not just being here for medical reasons. I'm being here primarily for social reasons. To make people feel that God loves them freely and unconditionally. Now, the medical conditions we usually take care of here are mentally ill people, lepers, social outcasts that nobody really wants. Some of them are beggars, not all of them are beggars, but some have been beggars. Non-Ghanaians who may be passing through and just stranded and don't want to go back home for various reasons, we've taken care of them and we've supported them, we've stayed here. In the society, what we normally do are people who are sick of various kinds. We go to, we have an outpatients unit where we see patients day in and day out. All diseases, whatever we can. I'm no specialist, but I can give the best I can to patients who choose to come this way. So we have seen that anybody who comes here is a poor person who cannot access the national health insurance scheme or government healthcare or primary healthcare. And we give them medical services.
How many people do you have here at the moment? And how do you keep this running if you're doing all this by yourself? You're doing it all by yourself. How do you keep it going? How do you keep it running over these years that you've been in existence?
I do not do it all by myself. I do it with the support of God. I believe in divine providence. It is this belief that has kept us going. I trust that God is omnipotent, God is omniscient, God is omnipresent, and He can do anything. So when we have a basic need, I tell the Lord about it. And God often and familiarly has always provided for our basic needs, more than we ever anticipated or expected.
For how many years has the Lord been so faithful to you in your home?
In March this year, we shall be 25 years old doing this thing. Silver Jubilee, exactly. Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be.
Hello again, time for the afternoon business news updates. A full-blown financial crisis and could hit Ghana if aggressive measures are not taken to check government's rising debts. That's one of the concerns raised by the IMF staff after assessing Ghana's performance under the third review. George Rafe has more from Washington, D.C.
According to the IMF staff, their fears are based on some tight financing conditions facing government as a result of challenges with revenue mobilization, a development that could result in some overruns in the coming weeks as the election season approaches. The fund is also warning that the country's ability to pay its debt on time is still at a high risk, a development that threatens the effort to quickly stabilize the economy. It was, however, quick to add that government has given the assurance to introduce necessary policy measures to improve the situation. On issues relating to discrepancies with data covering revenue and expenditure for 2015 and the first half of this year, the IMF maintained that it was more of a timing issue than a sign of worsening financial position for government.
George Rafe sent that report from the IMF World Bank meeting currently ongoing in Washington, D.C., the United States of America. Now, moving on, government is set to commence a review of the Sankofa Ginyame oil and gas deal with Italian multinational Eni and its partners by the end of this year. Deputy Minister for Petroleum Benjamin Dagadu last week hinted of a possible review, citing the recent international price dynamics of oil and gas resources. Gas supplies from the field per the deal is to be sold to Ghana Gas Company at $12 per million British thermal units, a rate analysts have described as relatively high compared with other jurisdictions. Speaking with Joy Business, Director of Special Services at the Petroleum Commission, Kweku Boateng, says the review process will kickstart as soon as the development cost of the project is determined.
Once those contracts are awarded, we will know the actual development costs, and then the parties and the government, you and I, Victor and GMPs and the government, will sit down, look at the actual development costs, and review the base price accordingly.
So when are we going to do this?
Once the last batch of contracts are awarded, it should be soon.
And what kind of review are we looking at? Currently, I know the sale is 12, but the concern is that it's too high. We should bring it to as low as 7.
Well, I don't know the basis for people saying that it could come as low as 7, it can go down as low as whatever price. But what I'm saying is that now the operator, which is a year and I have done very good work in taking advantage of the current market downturn, including oil price.
And that's all in business. Do join me again at 1 p.m. for the marketplace, where we bring you some development in the world of business. My name is Emmanuel Abuajiwi. Have a good afternoon.
And that'll be all for Joy News today here on the Joy News Channel Multi TV. It was also available on your Go TV channel 144 and your DSTV channel 421. My name is Kwabna Chenche Hineboating. For more news, log on to www.myjournalline.com. The marketplace with Emmanuel Abuajiwi comes up next. Many thanks for your company.